Let's get you started with some breaking news that's coming in. This is a CNN News 18 exclusive, and this is to do with what's transpiring on the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Fresh clashes have now erupted between forces of Afghanistan, Taliban and Pakistan. This is now happening in Paktika province. According to a key Taliban source, we're given to understand that heavy fighting is currently underway in several areas. This is in Kamruddin Khan, in Mohammad and Lari Gate areas. This is happening in the Terwa district of the Paktika province. For the last few days, we've seen tensions mounting between TTP, Afghanistan forces, the Pakistani forces as well. Protests have erupted for days together. There's heavy fighting, clashes that have broken out on the borders as well. 3 Afghan posts were struck by the Pakistani army earlier today. In response, the Afghanistan-Taliban hit back. Several Pakistani soldiers were killed in that clash as well. Anand, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more details. Anand, it seems like this fire is only spreading to other areas.
Yes, and Paktika, along with Nangarhar and 1 or 2 of the other areas, have also been used as the backyards or dump yards by the Pakistanis, where they tried to push their jihadi tanzeems to escape FATF censure. So Paktika is again along that line where the borders are very, very hazy, and it's very easy to move between Pakistani and also Afghan lands or sovereign lands. But more importantly, this is a rejection of Pakistani military presence or Pakistani, deep state presence, along with some of their proxies, if you were to say, extensions of the Pakistani state in terms of these jihadi tanzeems in Paktika, Nangarhar, etc., where the Jaish and Lashkar and all had moved their camps to escape FATF scrutiny, and Pakistan could tell the world these tanzeems don't operate on our soil. But Paktika, if there has been skirmishes and clashes, this region, along with Nangarhar, also sees a certain level of Al-Qaeda and TTP presence. So if these cadres are combining ranks, and along the map, if you were to see, so along that entire Durand line, there have been multiple skirmishes. We'll try and put that out and plot that out here on the channel also in just a bit. But these skirmishes show that the Afghans are not happy. And they were not happy even in 2021, viewers and Poonam, when it was the Pakistanis who stepped into Kabul for the first time. And you had the Pakistan military entering there. The Afghans were not happy, the Taliban were not happy, and there are 2 factions in the leadership. This just looks like the Kandahari faction underlining its, dominance, and somewhere saying that the Pakistani side has to be marginalized. Now, if you see this map, and Poonam and our viewers very clearly, look, it's all along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border, from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa deep into even Balochistan. And these are regions where there have been, and this is along the Durand line also, which has been keenly contested, and the Afghans have rejected these areas. Now, at these spots, this is where the Pakistani military have used these areas like Paktika. You talked about Terwa. Above that, there are other regions along the border, Dera Ismail and all of the others at the top. These are all areas which have been open lands or free areas, and largely controlled by the tribals and the tribes who've moved in that region. And they will not be very happy if the Pakistani military has conducted strikes. In fact, a lot of the strikes on the TTP were on these outskirts, far closer to the Pakistani borders and away from Kabul, as Amir Khan Muttaqi had said. And this is where the local tribes also live. This is where now the Afghan refugees who have moved into Pakistan, they will all be pushed out of and forced back into Afghanistan. So this area is going to be very, very hot and active, and this is a long boundary. It's a long border, longer than the border that Pakistan shares with Bharat, and that is going to cause problems because there is a spillover towards Iran too, and the neighboring nations will be very closely watching how hot this conflict gets.
Like you were pointing out, that long border that we've been speaking of, it's about 1,600 miles if I'm not mistaken. Anand, but the conflict between Afghanistan and Pakistan has a complicated history. It's been a long-drawn one as well. But what explains this recent bout of violence that we've seen? Because this is perhaps the deadliest one we've seen in recent times.
The Afghans are not happy about the strike. They do not like the Pakistanis treating the Afghan as secondary and perhaps somewhere as toilet paper or a dump yard. this is not something that the Afghans will ever take. And Amar Khan Muttaqi, when he turned around and he said, आपको पूछना है कि अफगान का resilience क्या है, तो आप अमेरिका से पूछो, NATO से पूछो, Soviet Union से पूछो. They have all seen the resilience of the Afghan. And perhaps Pakistanis know it very well. For long, the Afghan have tolerated Pakistani interference, but they do not want it anymore. And I think this entire travel to Russia, coming to Delhi, and this connect with and rejection of the Darul Haqqaniya or the University of Jihad in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and going ahead and establishing the Madre Ilm with the Darul Uloom Deoband in Uttar Pradesh is something which is a big shift. From a sectarian point of view, from a belief system point of view, and also from a geopolitical point of view, this will have multiple significances. The Pakistanis are not happy with the Afghan breaking away from Pakistan and trying to engage with India and Russia. On the other hand, the Afghans have had enough of Pakistani interference, and that is the reason why. The strikes on the TTP safe house inside Afghan sovereign soil is something which the Afghans will want to react on, and they will try and recalibrate. And you cannot beat them in guerrilla warfare. That's the biggest thing. Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey is with us. General Pandey, namaste. Clearly, these skirmishes and also some really humorous or laughable visuals where the Afghans are driving Pakistani tanks away back into Afghan territory very clearly shows that the Afghans are now, and especially under the Taliban, these tanzeems are all coming together for Afghan pride.
Yeah, so Anand, firstly, thank you. I must tell you one thing that we discussed some time back as well, that while the Pakistanis have got a conventional army and they are pretty adept at proxy war, but the fact remains that Taliban nobody can beat. They have actually, that is why they call it graves of so many powers which have come in and gone. Pakistan, which always thought that they will be able to use Taliban or Afghanistan per se as their dump yard or as a backyard or a strategic depth, are now realizing very clearly that they can't manage Taliban. The issue also remains that what they are not able to understand is that the Pashtun and Pashtunwali are very dangerous thing to tackle with, because if you're going to strike the people the way you have done, and you're going to come out very openly and talk about we have done so much of a favor to Afghanistan without saying that you actually brought terror into their homes, into that country, they are going to face brunt some point of time. And I think everybody is binding hand now today. And they have actually burned their bridges with even TTP, so-called Afghan TTP, which they thought that they will be able to help them out. But today, I think Pakistan is in a bad state today.
General Pandey, thank you. Thank you for your time, and we'll take this at length. Also, the Helmand province is the opium basket of the world. If the Taliban now exercise control and then they are ready to generate funds to the highest by selling to the highest bidder, the Pakistanis then don't have a finger on the till at all or a share of that pie. General Pandey, thank you.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC TV 18. Now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.
Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC TV 18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC TV 18 on all the social media platforms.